652. There is beauty all around. Timbe. There is beauty all around when there's love at home. There is joy in every sound when there's love at home. Peace and plenty abide, smiling fair on every side. Time doth softly, sweetly glide when there's love at home. Love at home. Love at home. Time doth softly, sweetly glide when there's love at home.
Thank you very much. And even as we are, let's believe and pray. Our Father and our God who is in heaven, thank you, Lord, for this Sabbath morning. We've come before the Lord that we may seek your face. We want to thank you because it has pleased you that we may congregate in this place. And we invite your presence, Lord, through your Holy Spirit, that you may abide with us. And even as we share in your word, want to pray, Lord, that you may impress on us. Open our hearts, open our minds, Lord, and grant us your understanding, that your truth may be engraved on our hearts, and may the experience that are on be an experience that draws us closer unto you and prepares for your soon return. Commit each one of us unto your hands again, that your will and your favor may follow us this day and forevermore, for it is in the most holy name, most precious name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we prayed and believed. Amen. Thank you. Good evening once again. Good evening. Happy Sabbath. Happy day. Fine. Our scripture reading this day is from the book of 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. I want to read in your hearing. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to the knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Let me read again. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to the knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. May God bless this reading, even as the servant comes to expound on it. At this point, I want to, because time is much spent, I want to welcome our elder to come and continue. But I want also, in a special way, to welcome those who are coming to this session for the very first time. Do we have someone like that? You're attending this session for the very first time? There isn't. For those of us who are viewing us online, I also extend my welcoming unto you, that may God bless you even as we share in this session this day. My elder, karibu sana.
Asante sana, asante sana. Thank you so much. Happy Sabbath. Yes. Today marks the end of this Family Life Week. Tomorrow we'll just have a normal Sabbath, which will be climaxing the week of prayer of Family Life. Maybe yesterday we were talking about the youths and what they need to know before they do what? They get married. The things they need to consider before they get married. Maybe I did not talk about wedding, how the wedding should be simple, a simple wedding. But today, who can remind us of what we learned last evening? Jana, what did you get if you are here? Or if you are watching online and you are here today, present? Anything you remember, please? Yes, my sister.
Marriage okay. You cannot take someone's daughter without permission.
Yes.
And 3 authorities are involved.
Yes.
The parents, the church, and the government.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You have no authority, you have no mandate to take somebody's daughter without what? Permission. And we were given the entities that have been delegated or have been given the authority to permit marriage to take place. That is the parents, the government, and the what? And the church. Thank you so much, sister. Now today we are on a new subject. And the subject is, you've read the book of 1 Peter 3 verse what? 7. And when you read that book, there's something that comes out. Men are being advised to be wise and to stay with the women with knowledge. And they are being told to treat them as weaker what? Vessels. Now, the title of our today's presentation is Differences between men and what? Women. Men and women are not the same, although they are human beings, but they differ in so many ways. Differences between men and what? And women. You can see from the verse, the Bible already gives us that the women are what? Weaker what? Vessels. So treat them with honor. So it means, although we are different, we can still live together. The differences we have should not be an hindrance in living together. But if you understood each other, we would be able to live in harmony. So I want to highlight these differences that we have. Things that bring problems in marriage, and they should not be bringing problems because that is how we are, that is how they are, that is how we are. So why should there be a problem? If you understood that a woman is like this and the women also understand men are like this, then there will be no problem, or the problems will be minimized. They will be less as compared to the way they are today. So my sister, my brother, and elders and men who are here and men who are listening online, the Bible says, if you don't treat your wife honorably, and if you don't treat her as a weaker vessel, even your prayers will not be done what? Yes, so it's a serious matter. So you may be praying as an elder or as a church member or as a deacon, but if you are not honoring your wife, and if you are not able to live with her in understanding or in wisdom as a weaker vessel, then even your prayers will not be heard where? In heaven. I don't know whether you read that, my brother. You heard that from the Bible. So it's a serious matter. So those who mistreat their wives, thinking that they are nothing, or thinking that, oh, this is a weaker vessel, there's nothing she can do. There's this statement, utadu. Yes, we are being told, hata kama kuna kitu utadu, your prayers will not be heard where? In heaven. And if your connection with God is cut, then what remains? Nini mebaki? Hope gani uko nayo? Which hope do you have? So even we men need to treat women honorably, as the Bible has said. Now I want to read a statement here. Part of what annoys us in marriage is individual characteristics due to our gender or sex. We need to understand that there are differences between the sexes that cannot be given up. There are some differences between us that cannot be given up or even materially changed. Much of what irritates us has been classed as faults. My wife has this weakness. Oh, my husband has this weakness. When actually it is a little more than a created difference. Sometimes you treat somebody in a certain way and you think that is how you feel that he or she has these faults. But, only to find that these are just created difference. Once this fact is understood, we need not to be prone to suspect the other of deliberate irritation. These things can be accepted much like natural phenomenon that may not be pleasant. Now, let me give you an example. There was a day I had a problem with the traffic policeman. Are you getting me? So I was arrested and taken to a police station. And of course, I was arraigned in court, Makadara Court. I didn't see the need of telling my wife, because traffic offense is a minor thing. It will be a story in the evening. So I called a few of my friends who raised some money, because I knew I was going to be fined in the law courts. They were able to raise about 20,000. Somebody was sent to the Kadara law courts. The person was there. I was fined because I was told if you deny the charges, it will take a longer time, a waste of time. So I accepted the charges. I was fined, and my friend akalipa hiyo, nikatoka. Now, how many of you think this is a serious matter that my wife should have known? I never bothered to do what? To call her. You know, for her, even when she has a puncture kwa barabara, ananipigia simu. Nimepata nini? How many men will call their wives ati niko na puncture? Hapa, ni wangapi watapigia BBC mati, oh, nimepata puncture kwa barabara. Unless maybe she calls, and as she calls, you're already repairing. Maybe that one you can tell her. But if you just want to inform her that before you do anything, umeshoka kwa gari unasema, imagine niko na puncture. Wanaume wangapi watafanya hiyo? So for me, it was not a big thing. It was not a big deal. Now, unfortunately, one of the contributors met her before we met in the evening. Akamwambia pole sana. Akamwambia nini? That evening was fire. That evening was what? Fire. Why? Okay, how can you inform people who do not even form part of this family about what has happened to you, and you fail to tell me? As a man, how would you answer that question? But as a man, I felt this is just a minor thing. Traffic what? How many times are you stopped by traffic people and you don't even tell your spouse? Is it possible? For the men? Inawezekana? For her, even if she stopped for whichever reason, she'll do what? The first thing she'll do what? She'll call me. But for me, no. Nimepitia mingi. Now, some she doesn't even know. So you see, as a man, I felt I did the right thing as a man. But as a woman, she was all. In fact, that evening, she was not okay. She was a bit sulky, withdrawn, quiet. So I'm trying to know why. And then it was just an outburst. Oh, what happened to you today? I said, oh, you've heard what happened. Then I was just simply explaining what happened, as if it was just a simple thing. And then she tells me, okay, who am I to you? Mimi ni nani kwako? So you can see, for me it was not a big. So now we want to look at the differences that men and women have that can bring chaos, but that is how they are created and that's how they are. By the way, actually we are different. We are what? Different. Now, you remember the cell of a woman, the smallest thing, the cell of a woman has 20% less, is covered more with water as compared to men. The red cells of a woman are less by 20% compared to the men's red cells. Just listen to those differences. They'll make sense to you in a minute. Now, women have bigger stomachs, bigger liver, bigger spleen, and smaller lungs. That is why women get tired faster. But men have bigger lungs, smaller stomach compared to women. That is just comparison. So you find we have more strength. We don't tire faster. Women tire faster, but the structure of their cell makes them live longer, more resistant to diseases, more resilient to things, so they can face tough situations than men. Munasikia vile nasema? Their skin is thinner. Our skin is thicker. Their skin gets old or gets wrinkles faster than compared to the men. Ya wanaume inakaa muda mrefu kama ijapata wrinkles. So you can see we are different, even biologically. We look at the biological difference. We are different. So these people are not the same. Now, on hearing, women don't lose their hearing faster compared to what? Men. If you are to get older and older until you are 80, 90 years with your wife, she will be hearing things. In fact, when my mom was alive, she's the one who would pick the phones that we would take home, because my father, even up to now, asikii chochote. Masikio ilifanya nini? Lienda. But when it comes to teething or teeth, women lose their teeth faster than men. Sasa mnaona kuna differences we have. I'm just giving you the physiological and a few things, then we go to the emotional, psychology, then we close. Now, sleeping. A woman is structured such that even in deep sleep, she can wake up from the slightest disturbance. Probably this was put by God so that you can wake up maybe when a kid wakes up. I don't know whether that is the reason. Men can sleep and sleep, although this doesn't mean that every woman will wake up from the slightest disturbance. But this means most women generally are not, they are not hard to wake up when they are deep asleep because of the way they are structured. In their eyes, they have something called P. P can differentiate every detail of every color. The men have something called M in their eyes. This one makes them to generalize colors, and they do not know how to differentiate the many colors that we have. They just group them, like the ones that are almost similar, you group as one. Then the other ones you group as one. So we do not have the capacity to differentiate the colors as they are. Imagine even smelling. Sense of what? Women's noses, they can smell things that we can't do what? We can't. Men can't. And so you find we are people who are totally what? Now, when you come to chromosomes, the women have the XX. The men have the XY. You can see you are not even special in anything. You have X and Y. So you are not. XX makes the woman a stronger chromosome than you and me, because the men. Why? Because XX is stronger. X mara ngapi? We ni Y moja na X moja. So unaona, you are not strong in any. Sijui kama mnapata vile nasema. Mnapata vile nasema? When she eats, where the body stores food is different with where a man's we men, our food is stored hapa kwa stomach. Yao ni kwa hips hapa, at the buttocks and at the chest. So you see, we are different. The way they store their fat. When a man wants energy, it is calories. When a woman is using what is in the body, she uses her fat. These are totally different, but we are the same human what? Beings. And even socialization. How are we socialized? The other time I told you men are not taught how to sit down. Sindio? Ama amukumbuki hiyo. If you can't remember that, then let me remind you of another one. If you look at the places where people urinate, ni watu gani wana urinate huko? It is the men. Now, men are socialized to be very careless. Kweli ama si kweli? Now, both men and women go for short calls. Sindio? But how come men are careless? Where there is a tree, where there is a wall, where there is a flower, a man is free. He can stand there and people are passing behind him. That is how we are socialized. Unaona? But surely women have kept their business very private. Very what? Very private. Now, let me say this. Even putting on clothes. Putting on what? Clothes. We are socialized, tunaweka kutoka chini. Do you know how do women put on their skirts? Ni kutoka juu ama kutoka chini? Wanaume, I'm asking you. Inatokanga umeona mwanamke kavaa skirt hivi? Umewahi ona? Au hata ukumbuki? Women put on their dresses from top, not from where? Yes. This is what happens. So, my dear brothers, and even in the houses, who is prepared for marriage in the house? Is it the boy child or the girl child? Nauliza, who is prepared for marriage? The girl child. The girl child, sindio? Why are the boys not prepared? Si atakuwa bwana ya mtu. Why don't we prepare them for? So you can see there's a difference there. Now, the other thing, when a man is stressed, he goes into a cocoon. When a woman is stressed, she wants to speak. Munaona tofauti? Nyinyi mnaona hiyo tofauti? When this man is stressed, he goes into kind of withdrawn and anataka kona yake. No disturbance. He's thinking on how to act on whatever is going through. A woman would want where to do what? And this explains why, when you come to suicide, who are the majority among the men and women? Men. Because we are just ourselves. You will, in a short while, you'll get the reason why and why we suffer from what are the consequences of that. Now, from here, the woman would want to find somebody to speak to share. You know what happened? Oh, you know what happened. And by the time she shares this and this and this, she vents and she's emotionally relieved. A man will only be alone. He will, if he doesn't get, he will only confide to someone whom he thinks would help. He will not want to share his problem with anybody just for the sake of what? Sharing. A woman can share with so many people with no intention of getting any help, but just sharing. A man would not do that. I don't know if you're getting that. So a man would, so that's why most of us suffer silently, and eventually many of us commit suicide. Do you know that a boy child anazungumziwa kwa fujo kuliko girl child? The man child is usually spoken to in harsh voice. He's really given rough treatment compared to what? And even crying. Usilie, wewe si msichana. That is how we treat the boys. Kweli ama si kweli? The baby child girl is pampered, anadekezwa, anafanywa nini. That is baby girl. And you know, baby girls are allowed to be tomboys. But a boy is not allowed to be a what? Munajua hiyo? A tomboy is just a girl who behaves and dresses like a what? Like a boy. Lakini sasa, we don't allow men to do the same for them. Do you know we don't do that? Why? Munaweza sema sababu? Women are the only people on earth who go through 2 puberty stages. Gani na gani? Anybody who knows here? Nimekimbia pole haraka haraka. These things you can read them even from the whatever. Can someone tell me ni puberty gani wanawake wanapitia? Mbili, 2. Which one and which one? Huh? Si mnajua the secondary sexual characteristics that takes place when people are in teenage? Mnazijua? That takes place when you are in your teens for a woman, and when she reaches menopause. There's what we call premenstrual menopause. There are characteristics which are the same, which makes her change hormonally, and so many things changes there at that time. She can be this or low or what, depending on how she will negotiate that corner. Women are only people, a man only experiences puberty how many times? Once. A woman from the age of 40, 45, 50, when they are in that premenstrual syndrome, they go through so much, just like when they were in puberty stage. So they go through 2 puberty what? Stages as compared to what? To men. Now, let me now go to men are logically, analytically rational. Women are intuitive, holistic, creative, and integrative. Men are wired by what? Kukufanya nini? By size, ndio? Women are emotionally wired. I was walking with my wife. Walking with what? Munasikia story? Then, naona msichana akipita and she's speaking to me. We are walking in town. Eventually, sikusikia kila amesema. So when I was through with that lady, nikarudi hapa. She was quiet. And of course she was offended. Sindio? Now, you see men go by sight. Sindio? Imesema hapo wazi sana. Men are sight oriented, women are what? Emotionally what? So the question I'm asking, if my wife knew that sisi ni watu wa kuona vitu, if she knew that, she would understand me. I am with her. That is a stranger who is passing. I am with her. I am walking with her. We are going to a certain place. Nimeangalia tu mtu akienda hivi. What is wrong with that, surely? I want the women here to react. Men, who is saying no here? Why? I am with you. That is a stranger. I don't even know the person.
And
Okay,
then you
she
escort,
asked me,
you
she asked
escort
me.
the stranger.
Just a minute. She asked me, huyu ni nani? Ati she looks like a lady nilikuwa naye college. Okay, now you can say what you want to say, my sister. Yes. Let's hear what you're saying.
I think sometimes men munajificha hapo at we are sight oriented
Yes.
to do things to go overboard. Because if you're walking with your wife,
Surely.
why would you lose concentration with whatever it is you're talking about and follow a stranger mpaka ukamupitisha kona ndio urudi hapa kwa... No, that is just a no.
I'm with you physically.
There is something called self-control because you're allowing your mind now to go wild and to begin imagining, na huyu, na huyu, na huyu. I think that is where self-control comes in.
So
Thank
my sister,
you.
let me ask you, what is the problem here? I am with you. We are going to the place we are going. Things are okay. It's only that I never heard what you said. But why are you getting annoyed?
You know, by the not hearing what she said, it means you lost concentration. Why did you lose concentration? You diverted it elsewhere. Yes.
Because
So let me tell you, Elder.
Yes.
The other day we were talking about, was it yesterday or when?
Yes.
About putting yourself in an environment where you will have the enemy, you'll give the enemy an opportunity.
Yes.
So by the fact that you're following that lady with your eyes, you're giving yourself an opportunity to fall. Thank you.
So I'm entering into temptation. So what should I do?
Begin imagining
So what
things.
should I do?
You avoid. Leta mawazo hapa kwa madamu piga story.
Tuko na yeye. Okay, I want to hear what the men are saying. Wanaume mnasema nini? Wanaume mnasema nini? Or ladies, if there's a lady who wants to speak, no problem. Yes. He's a man, eh? Let's hear what our brother will say. Yes.
Elder, she may not know what is wrong. She may not understand what is wrong.
She may not?
She may not, your wife may not understand what is wrong with you.
Yes.
You are just trying to exercise your manhood.
Uh-huh.
Because watu wanasema macho haina pazia.
Macho ina pasia.
And the only challenge that you did, you looked and looked until she disappeared. Otherwise, maybe you could have just looked and concentrated. That would be excusable.
That would be excusable.
Yes.
Lakini nilimsindikiza na macho mpaka kaenda.
Mpaka kaenda.
So that is where I fell.
That is where you fell.
Hey. Nyinyi watu, okay, sawa. But do you know, if my wife understood ya kuwa men are wired this way, and I'm with her, na sisi ni wa Kristo, what is the problem? Why should you think negatively? I'm just giving, throwing that to provoke you for a discussion. Mnafikiriaje? Now, out of these differences, now let me go to the complaints that people get. Out of these differences we've mentioned, so to mention differences, yeah? Let me tell you what the women complain about. Most frequent complaint men have about women is that women are always trying to change them. True or false? Huyu ni mtu umeolewa naye, unajua ni mtu wa macho. Lakini sasa utaki angalie vitu ambavyo inatakana fanya nini? Aone. I'm just giving that as an example. The most frequent example that, okay, women also complain that men don't listen to them. Now, to get this so that you may understand what I'm saying, a friend of mine had a problem. They woke up in the morning, and waking up in the morning, she greeted the wife. The wife never answered back. Then he got out of the bed, sat on the chair, dressed up, and he wanted to come to my place. He was my friend. And the wife told him, hakuna mahali unaenda. So she just woke up. There was no problem. There was no argument. Nothing had happened to warrant her moodiness or mood swings. Now, at the end of the day, she made sure that this friend of mine never came to my place. He only wanted to come to my place so that he would get space a bit. So, at the end of the day, I asked this lady, nini ilikuwa mbaya? Then she said, hata yeye ajui. Hata yeye afanye nini? Ajui. So who are these people? Who are these ladies? Somebody said, mass of complicated, emotional, human what? Beings. You can imagine somebody is moody, and even the person herself does not know why she's like that. And she wants you to understand that she's this way. You, the man, to understand that she's this way. And that is how they are. This book describes a woman, viewed women as complicated mixture of conflicting, unrealistic, illogical needs that need to be met or impossible. That is to have and to hold. It is saying viewed women as complicated mixture of conflicting, unrealistic, illogical needs that were difficult, if not impossible to meet. Women are mass of complicated, emotional, human what? Beings. Surely, somebody ameamuka, amjakosana, hata yeye ajui kwa nini yako hivyo, but wendi mahali. Why are women like that? Can somebody answer that question? And the men, you have heard me describe who they are. And that is why you can find a woman is moody or, in fact, I jumped to the place which says that their eye glands, they are called what? Eh? Hiyo ya kutoa machozi inaitwa nini? It's called what? Okay, their gland for the tears is bigger and is ready to give those tears anytime, anywhere. So the ladies are really prepared physically and emotionally kwa mambo ya kulia. And they have mood swings that can change anytime, depending on the woman. Some are more moody, some had more mood swings and so forth. Some even have to take tablets in order for them to be stable. So my brothers, we are staying with these people in the house. You wake up in the morning, hamujakosana, lakini she's moody, and there's nothing you can do. That is how she is. Utafanya nini? Na wanawake, nataka mtuambie why you behave that way, and when a man wants to give you space, pia utaki upewe space. Huyu alikataa, awendi mahali. Is there any lady here who can help us on that? Mnafikiria ni nini inafanyika na akina mama? Mnafikiria tutafanya nini na hao akina mama? Eh? And okay, now let me now try to tell you what men usually do. Now, a man would try to find out, ni nini mbaya? Hakuna. Is there something? Nothing. Then why are you moody or why are you crying? Then she's quiet. Then you wonder, so as you try to ask and ask and ask, you are asking in terms of, you want to know if there's a reason. And sometimes the only reason why she's crying, and crying for a reason even one that she does not even know, you feel that huyu amekuwa mtoto. Amekuwa nini? Mtoto. But by not validating her feelings, you again do a mistake. You are not validating how she's feeling. What she needs is empathy at that time. You are feeling like you empathize with her. But we men try to dig deep to find out why are you crying. And after you don't get anything that you think is reasonable enough to make somebody do what? cry or be moody, then you dismiss her. Hii ni mambo ya watoto. By doing that, she feels rejected. And she feels like you don't validate the reason for her being moody because you don't know who she is. Akina mama, mnaona sasa? Like my friend had a problem. That whole day was messed up for no reason. There was no reason, there was no conflict, there was nothing. But the man did not understand that this woman this was a mood swing. So you should understand your vessel, who is a weaker vessel, and how she behaves. I'll give you a chance, and how she behaves in certain times. But by telling and showing her that the reason why she's behaving that way is not valid, she has no justification to behave like that, you don't validate her feelings. And that is another problem again. So men, we have a problem. Now, my sister, you can speak, yes. Give her a mic.
I think I'm assuming you have lived with this lady for
Yes.
more than 1 year.
More than 1 year.
At least 1 year. Or
Yes.
2 years, 3 years.
Yes.
This is not the first time she has mood swings.
Yes.
And for you as a man, you know, this is a natural part of a woman
Yes.
that really, at this point, she needs your support.
Yes.
As you say, do very well. No, that is not the time to dig in and to keep pushing. What would be the problem? Please tell me, and pestering.
Yes.
I think you should know, around this time of the day, around this time of the month, around this time of the year, during some circumstances, around at a specific time, some mood swings may come along the way. So you know how to deal with them. The knowing how to deal with them is you let this lady be. Give her time. You don't need to go away. You don't need to. Giving her time does not mean you leave the house and go your way. So over the years, or along the way as you're married, you should be able to learn your woman and understand her. No, akiwa na these mood swings, she needs a shoulder to lean on.
Yes.
So the best thing is not to ask for, keep pushing and wanting to know why she's crying. Let her cry, let her, feel whatever she is feeling, so long as she has not of haja kutukana. So just be there for her. Akimaliza hizo mashida zake, she'll get back to herself and life will continue. Probably she'll tell you, kindly let me be. Wacha kuniuliza maswali mingi. And don't get offended by that.
Now, having mentioned 1 year, I want to go, if you are married for more than 1 year, let's go back. You're 1 year. I have an issue with you ladies now. A friend of mine got married. But in the first trimester of their pregnancy, walisumbuka sana. From one hospital to the other, one to the other, one to the other. And the lady knew she was pregnant. The man is going from one hospital to the other, for 3-4 months. She knows very well she's in her first trimester, 3 months. She knows very well. She said that later, of course. But at that time, munasumbuka from this hospital to this hospital. It is this, it is this, it is that. Until the end, mtu ametumia pesa mingi, and you are pregnant. Ladies, can you tell us why you can't tell somebody, I'm suspecting I am this way? Why can't you do a test? Straight away, instead of kutoka hospitali hii, kwenda hii, you spend so much money on what you people know very well. That's accusation number 1. Can a lady respond to that? Why can't you tell me you are pregnant? Or you suspect you are pregnant? Hiyo ni swali number what? Number 1. Number 2 is coming also on matters of pregnancy also. Wacha nitauliza hiyo saa hii. Yes, who will speak on behalf of the ladies? Yes.
Okay, let me answer your part ya pregnancy.
Yes.
I think hata hizo hospitali zenye walikuwa wanaenda,
yes,
hawakusaidia huyo mwanaume. Because for a lady,
yes,
ukienda hospitali, the first thing they'll do, they'll test you pregnancy.
Yes.
Sasa hiyo si mwanamke alikosa, ni hospitali.
But sasa kama alijua, mbona asiniambie? That's the question I'm asking.
Habari ya jioni.
Mzuri sana dada.
Mimi nikiongelelea mambo ya hospitali.
Yes.
Huyo mwanaume tu ndiye akuna shida. Pereka. Yes. Wacha niseme kwa nini.
Mwanaume ndiye ako na shida?
Yes. Uwezi pereka bibi yako hospitali hii, uende hii ingine bila wewe kuongea na daktari hivi. Daktari ni nini inaendelea na bibi yangu? Ndio daktari akwambie. Na hakuna daktari anaona a lady anakosa kumpima pregnancy. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza daktari anapima.
So na mbona mzungumzi mahali pa huyu mama kunyamaza? Hapa mbona mnaaruka?
But something else, Elder.
Yes.
I think even before these people went to hospital,
Yes.
they are not one in mind. They are not working together in their hearts. Because if I really loved my husband,
Yes.
and I know I'm expecting, I think that would be the very best news I would want to break. So probably these guys already have issues amongst themselves that this lady is not willing to open up. She doesn't want to.
She's not free.
She's not free with her husband.
Okay.
Probably there would be a problem. But again, even men, you go to hospital with your, kwani ukipeleka bibi hosi, wewe unabakingi huko nje, you're supposed to get
Of course you're
kuingia
together for
si
consultation.
mnaingia kwa daktari na yeye.
Yes.
How come hujajua? Wewe unakaanga.
So whom are you blaming, my sister? Aya, the
Mwanaume
man,
ako na
okay.
makosa.
Wanaume
and there
mko
would
hapa
be
mwezi nyuma mkono.
other issues.
Aya, let me go to the next stage. Let me go to the next stage. You are almost delivering. It was on Friday. I'm giving you a practical example of a church member who had this experience. Ameona in the morning, the lady never took breakfast, but she prepared the breakfast. She also prepared lunch. Then akimwangalia naona huyu mama, she's not okay. Anamuuliza, please, tell me if I should take to the hospital. No answer. She just goes with her chores, anafanya mambo yake, anaimba tu, anafanya nini. But even eating akuli. Sapa ikafika. Mzee anamwambia, please, uniambie, tell me early, so that I take to the what? Hospital. Mama menyamaza. Then at saa 7 usiku, mvua inanyesha, wow. And then she just says, nipeleke hospitali. And then she's quiet. Now she's now turning on the bed like this. Now, tell me, what is wrong, my sister? If you knew very well you are having some discomfort, which are signals or signs that the baby is landing anytime or soon, why can't you tell me early so that I take to the hospital? Too early. Now, you people, this is a mistake. Now, let me tell you, they went to Pumwani. You know, they are staying in Kayole. Kayole, there are plots, and then there's a parking lot, a weird area where people park their vehicles. So you have to wake up, go and open your gate, go and knock on the gate of the person whom you think would help you with the car, and it is raining. Nikugonga. Then a neighbor opens, then you have to knock that door, ndiye atoke, na hiyo mvua, akupeleke Pumwani. Eventually they reached Pumwani. Do you know what happened? When they came back, this man called his brother. So they went, the two of them, to Pumwani. From Pumwani they came back. They were attacked by the thieves. The husband was not cooperative. The brother aliponyoka akatoroka. Bwana akadungwa kisu akafa. This is why I'm saying this story now. The man died. And why did this man die? Surely. If he took this lady in the morning, Friday, what would have happened? This is now Sabbath morning. We hear so and so has delivered in Pumwani. Now in the morning, the woman was very angry. Why the husband has not come with what she expected? The shoppings they are done for the child and so forth. But kumba jui mzee amepelekwa mochari. We were in the church. It was a crisis. It was a church in Moja too. We were in a crisis that day. And this man who pleaded with the wife the whole day, in fact, he gave the brother the story. He's the one who told us the story. So we ladies who are here, why must you go at the wrong time, even if you want to give birth? If I was a woman, I would even go 1 week to the time of delivery. What is the problem? What is the problem with that? What is the problem? How do you... this man died for no good reason. This man died for no good reason. You ladies tell us, why can't you tell you are due and then you take it to the hospital at the right time? Why must you wake up somebody in the night? Why? Kwa nini? Sorry?
You cannot go to birth without labor. Maybe then she was not having labor pains. And sometimes you can go, can I say my case? I went, I didn't know.
Yes.
And then I was not ready.
Yeah, fine.
And then daktari akasema, huyu peleka nyumbani.
Daktari amesema.
Huyu akikaa hapa, tutampeleka CS.
Yes.
So you have to listen to your body. If the labor is not there, you cannot go. So you cannot entirely blame the woman.
So my sister, again a Friday morning, what was the problem?
Si maybe pia nakusave hiyo transport yenye hata hakuna.
Huh?
So many factors to consider.
So, my brothers, why would a lady keep herself with, with a very important information? And the husband could tell, who you see, who mtu yuko normal. The husband could tell. So that means the lady was reading even more from her body clock or whatever it is. Then she just keeps mom until midnight or until around 1. They reached for money at 3. Coming back, mwanaume amekufa. And the reason is, ni kunyamazia information. Ladies who are here today, I even tell you about a marriage that broke up just because a lady would not help in the marriage. I will tell you why. Yes. So why do you keep quiet? Why do you think that men know everything? Why do you leave it as a man should be able to know everything and do everything for you? In this case, you say and you tell him at a time when you don't even know, but it's up to him to find a way how he'll reach the hospital. That is up to him. And he has to struggle, afanye hii, ndio aende hospitali. Surely, are you punishing us? Yes, is that punishment? Wanaume mlio hapa, mnazungumuza ama mzungumuzi? How many of you mumepelekwa usiku kwa maternity hiyo mambo ya hospitali? Ama hakuna hapa mnaendanga mchana? Yes, my sister, yes.
Nilikuwa nasema about pregnancy.
Yes.
Hakuna mtu anapanishi mwingine.
Yes.
Hizo discomfort tunaishingi nazo hapo tangu pregnancy ingie.
Yes.
Na venye tunaelekea miezi 7, 8, 9,
yes.
Hizo discomfort tuko nazo, more especially mwezi ya mwisho.
Fine,
so,
no problem.
Auchui kama hii discomfort kuanzia asubuhi hii ni ile ya ukweli ama si ya ukweli.
Kuna false, unajua kuna false. Mpaka ifike
yenyewe.
Na so kuna shida gani ukienda hospitali mapema uangaliwe?
Mapema ilikuwa bado ijasema ni saa hii. Mpaka tungoje saa hiyo ifike. Inaweza kuja mchana ama ikuje usiku.
Inakujanga mchana kweli?
Yes, inakuja. Inakuja. Uwezi niambia.
Why are you laughing?
Uwezi ambia mama niende hospitali saa 10 na bado unasikia niko sawa. Hii ni ile nimezoea hizi wiki 3 4 zilizopita. Lakini ikifika labda saa 6 ya usiku nitasema hii sio kama hizo zingine. Sasa amuka twende. So tusiraumu huyu mama sana.
Let's hear from a man.
Thank you so much.
Karibu.
Elder, from the example that you just given,
yes,
that's a serious matter. And to all of us, we are here to learn.
Yes, we are learning.
And when a mistake has been done, we need to see how to rectify it.
Yes.
We need to appreciate that the house is for me and my wife.
Yes.
And if anything goes wrong, then I'll have to blame myself or I'll have to blame my wife. And it is for the sake of the two of us.
Yes.
In that case,
yes,
from morning up to night,
up to 1,
the wife is very much aware that there's something cooking, there's something going on.
According to what she's saying, atijafika.
Now, Semi, the other day we talked about communication.
Yes.
And we say that communication is not complete until there's a feedback.
Yes.
And there are also ways by which we need to communicate.
Yes.
Somebody is trying to find out what's not happening, and you're just quiet.
And somebody can notice that you are not okay.
Yes, yes.
You are not okay.
From morning up to very late in the night.
Yes.
I remember my first delivery for my wife.
Yes.
It was at night. And we had to walk in Zerman looking for someone to take us to money. It was not an easy experience. And so if you can prepare your money in advance,
yes,
I think if you can even make arrangements. Psychologically is going to be prepared. And so in this case, the wife has to be blamed for no good reason.
So you're blaming the wife?
Yes, because she kept...
For her, they are saying that the time had not come.
No, no, no. It's better you go to the hospital, then you are being referred back by the doctor. Go and rest a bit. It's better that way.
Thank you so much. Now, going back to the differences. With the ladies, okay, somebody wants to say something? With the ladies who are ready to say like 20,000 words in a day, ladies are wired to say aloud how many words? 20,000 words in a day. Men are averagely about 10 to 13. Wanawake ni from 20,000 onwards. We are being told here that women, when they come to you with problems, you don't need to advise them. You don't need to give solutions. That is what men do, and that is where we go wrong. When a woman is talking to you, just give a what? Just give what? A listening ear. And that is all. If you can listen and validate her and listen, and of course with active listening, with all the minimum prompts and everything, then she'll feel that she has been heard. And that gives her satisfaction. But men are poor in this. You keep on giving what? Solution. You keep on giving what? Advice. You keep on giving what? Ways in which you can do this. And at the end of the day, she does not open up fully because you are cutting her. When you give a solution, it means umempatia solution, she should stop. What is your solution? That is where we go, and we are different. So these people are made to say so many things at the same day, and you don't need to do anything about these things, but you must listen to them keenly and with attention. See at tu at inapita pana, keenly the attention, and she should see that you are doing that to her. Ili aone she's validated and you have given her listening what? Yeah. Women, when a man is going through crisis, don't give him advice. When you advise a man, he feels as if he's incompetent to handle the matter. Don't give advice to a man until he asks for your opinion. Mumesikia hiyo? Mumesikia hiyo? Yes. Until he says, Mama Nani, hii kitu nitufanye namna gani? No, don't come with a solution. Don't come with advice as if by doing that you are just telling him that you think he's what? He's incompetent and he's not equal to the task. That is what you're telling. And then he'll reject your what? Whatever you're saying. So it is good for us to know that when a woman is talking and talking and talking and talking, when she is emotionally in this way, you should accept that situation. Na usidharau hiyo na kusema na wewe na vitu ndogo ndogo inakuumiza, unakasirika hapa saa yote kama mtoto. That is what we think as men. If you do that, she feels you have rejected her and you don't appreciate her, you don't understand her. When also you come with advice to a man also feels that umeona yeye hawezi kitu, wewe ndio umekuja. Unless he asks for your what? Asipouliza advice, muache. And when he is quiet in his cocoon, just give him space. You can even tell him, Baba Nani, I know you are going through something. You may not share with me now, but I hope things are okay. You know, it's like you are concerned, but you're giving him space. Na sio kusema kwa nini you are putting him kwa kona. Nilikuambia uachane na hao watu hukusikia. Sasa, you are now making him feel like alifanya the wrong. And especially, you know, let's confess this. Men, do you know there are times your wife advises you against a project? She advises you against something you're going to do with other people. And then, iende izame, vile alikuwa amefanya nini? You know you have come back here. And she's here. Sasa mama ndiye ameshika kiuno anasema, hey, I told you. If you listen to me, but of course you don't listen to me. Now see. Are you helping the situation? Unasaidia the situation? Do you think you will make him feel that you are wise? And next time he'll seek your advice? No. At that time, tafadhali understand him. Tafadhali give him space. Men will recline, they will withdraw and go to cocoon as far as their what is? Their way of doing things are concerned. Now, I want to go to matters here, intimacy. Briefly, on the matter of differences. Our ladies, I don't know what happens. Let me give you the story. 2 young people get married in church. After 6 months, the young lady is packing. She's going back to her place. They were both PKs. Pastors' kids in our church. The last packing, this lady says and tells the mother-in-law, I cannot leave my father's place to come here to teach your son on how to sleep with me. And she went to her place. Now, the mother-in-law was concerned. They took the son to the hospital, only to discover that he had never had any exposure sexually with anyone. This was his first exposure. And he does not even know what happened. But the doctor said that he's normal. He's what? Normal. So my question is, why do ladies feel that men should know as a man? When you are a man, you must know everything. Is it possible also for a woman to teach a man something? Is it also possible for you to lead a man to where you think it will be appropriate for you? Why do this lady just quit the marriage for no good reason, according to me? She quit because she's a woman and she can't share. She can't help this young boy so that they learn together. From it appears she had exposure more than this man, and this man had never had any exposure at all in his life. This was his first exposure. Ndio ilikwisha hivyo. Nyinyi akina mama, why do you think men should know everything? Hiyo swali iko clear? Ama iko vague? Men, did you get my question? It is to the what? To the ladies. Is it possible for the ladies also to teach a man anything in the house? Ama iwezekani? The class is quiet. Patiana
I think, Elder, please don't generalize, because that was her, and I am myself, and the other one is, you know. So that was a fault. And that it does not mean
that all women are like that.
It does not mean all women, we expect our husbands to be perfect, to be all-knowing, to be everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where ideally we are supposed to lift up each other. Hapa kama hawezi, mimi if I know how this thing is supposed to be done, I help him, I teach him. Na mimi ile sijui, naye ananifunza. So if it happened, if one lady did, it does not mean it cuts across.
My sister, you've answered how you should have. You know, you are answering in a very correct way, but practically. You've really, you've answered the right way, but practically. Do you think women help?
Sio wote, Elder, si wote.
Okay, I agree with you. There are exemptions, of course. Even in these mood swings, we have ladies who do not have mood what? See, we have ladies who don't have mood swings. Yes. So today, what are we learning today? We are learning that men and women are different. But their difference should not make them stay together, should not be a reason for them to stay together. Now, if you understood your man, now you have known that we are wired by sight, and you are wired what? Emotionally. Now, how I should use this sight should also have limits, as you have mentioned, my sister. Yes. So we need to understand each other, one another, in the house, so that differences bring what? Should not bring what? Should not bring conflict. Men, we are usually very uneasy and unstable when your wife sobs or cries or is moody and you expect a visitor or the children around. You will feel like you are the one who is causing this problem. But you have realized today, sometimes it's not even you. It is just herself. It is what? Herself. So we should understand that this person can be this way. Let us accept them the way they are. Acceptance doesn't mean it's okay. Acceptance just means you agree with the person that she's that way, and there's a reason, a good reason why she's behaving the way she's behaving, and you don't have any problem with that. Sio kukaa ni kama wewe ndio umekosa, you want to find out, you are uneasy, you are all these things. So any question, addition? Question? Or addition? Yes.
According to 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7.
Yes.
Why does the Bible say that you men, likewise ye men, dwell with them with understanding? Kiswahili nasema mkae nao kwa akili.
Kwa akili.
Why is it like that, not vice versa?
Yeah, the class. Mnafikiriaje? You know, men are very predictable. Do you know that? Do you know men are very predictable? Of course, not all of them, but men are usually generally predictable, not like women. If somebody is moody and somebody is crying, and you later on ask her, why were you doing this? And hata yeye penyewe ajui vile kwa nini alikuwa anafanya. Hata yeye mwenyewe ajui. So, you know, if you had the description I gave here, mass of complicated, emotional, human what? Beings. These are descriptions. People are trying to describe who a woman is. Nobody has given one description about a woman. You see, they can use the two sides of brain. A man can only use one side at a time. They can use two sides at the same time. That is why a woman can be breastfeeding, can be cooking, and at the same time talking to visitors or even addressing something else. At the same time. A man is SIM card ni ngapi? Moja. Once you may call huku ni huko tu until that's why when I was looking at that lady like this, singesikiza kitu huyu mama anasema. Kwa sababu ni brain inafanya kazi mara? Yes. I can't multitask. These ladies can multitask. I've told you she can be breastfeeding and she's cooking the same time, na ni ugali anakoroga, na pia anapiga story na wage. Inawezekana imewezekani? A man cannot do that. A man cannot do that. Because a woman can use her two left and right brain together at the same time. A man cannot use one side at the same time. And a man is more biased logically, rationally, and so forth. A woman is on the intuition, mambo ya emotions, na kadhalika, the other side. So these people can live together if they understood each other. The topic today is to help us understand each other, that you may be looking down on your wife or your husband, but she's just a woman, and he's just a what? A man. So my brother, why would the Bible tell us to live wisely with these people? It is because they are complicated. They are what? Complicated. So any man who can react to that, or any elder, or any person, or any lady, kwa nini mnasema, why do you think the Bible tells us to advising men to live wisely, or to seek wisdom in living with you people, and to treat you as weaker what? Weaker vessel. So it means also here, this weaker vessel also means a man who beats a woman is a coward. Tayari umejua yeye ni weaker vessel, then unachukua muscle kupiga yeye. Tayari you have been told she's a weaker what? Yes. So men, if you're told uko kwa hiyo tabia, tafadhali Mungu akusaidie. Kwa sababu she's already a weaker vessel. Unapiga kitu ambayo ni nyonge kwa nini? Na umeambiwa ni nyonge. Sasa tena unapiga. Hiyo inamaanisha tu wewe ni coward. Si utafute wanaume huko nje. So this thing is already weak. You want to say something, Elder? Give this man some mic. Yeah? You want to say something? Okay, okay. Any one person wants to say? He asked a question. Why are we told to live in wisdom or in knowledge with you people? Akina mama, ni nini kwa nini? Nishajibu. Because we are complicated. Unpredictable. My sister, you are right. Yeah. So, after in the morning or one morning, you greet your wife and she doesn't answer back, usisumbuke sana, relax. She's a lady. She's a what? Yes. Sometimes kitu kidogo, ameanza sobbing. Unamwambia, sasa hii kitu kidogo, sasa hii don't belittle and say, sasa this something more you are crying. No, don't worry about that. So there are many small things that can cause a woman to cry. And you remember, the tear glands are bigger and have got more juice than yours. Hawezi lia na yeye. Yeye yake ni nyingi na inataka mahali pa kutoka. And she can cry anytime. So she's naturally, physically created for that. She can cry, the tears are much, they are enough. The juice is so much there. Sasa unasumbuka nini? So let her cry. Na si cry no neglect, hapana. Kaa karibu. Give her support. As the what? As a weaker vessel. Imagine I'm through for today. Until tomorrow now, we will try. I'm going to try to bring another subject tomorrow. If we can discuss these subjects tomorrow in the afternoon, fine. If we can't, then I'll bring a new topic tomorrow in the afternoon. So, Elder, you can now tell us how we are going to pray and then dismiss the congregation. Yes.
Happy Sabbath once again. Happy day. Fine, we've come to the close of this session. We're all reminded that if we have prayer requests, let's drop them in this box. We'll have a session of prayers tomorrow. At this point in time, I would request that we take a minute to pray for ourselves. Then after that, I think we'll do song number 652, is it? Second stanza and the last one. Then we can pray to close. We can stand.
So we are praying individually for our families. So I just want you to take a minute and pray for your individual person as individually and then for the family. You individually. Thank you.
Chorister.
Song number 652, stanza 2. Kindly heaven smiles above. Timbe. Kindly heaven smiles above when there's love at home. All the earth is filled with love when there's love at home. Sweeter sings the brooklet by, brighter beams the azure sky. Oh, this one who smiles on high when there's love at home. Love at home. Love at home. Time doth softly, sweetly glide when there's love at home. Jesus, make me wholly thine, then there's love at home. May thy sacrifice be mine, then there's love at home. Safely from all harm I'll rest, with no sinful care distressed. Through thy tender mercy blessed, when there's love at home. Love at home. Love at home. Time doth softly, sweetly glide when there's love at home.
Our Heavenly Father, Lord of hosts, we want to thank you so much for this privilege of coming here the whole of this week to listen to your word. Thank you for revealing to us that you created us differently, but that difference should not bring conflict in our lives. Help each one of us to understand each other, specifically the people you've given us as spouses and children, that we may be living with them in harmony as your will provide for us. Thank you for everything, and thank you for bringing these people a great sacrifice to be here up to this time. As we leave this place, Father, dismiss us to the glory, for I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.